it's not just your imagination. Every app that you used to love is getting worse. And it's not getting worse because users became pickier or because of modern trends. Platforms decline because their incentives shift over time. It's called Enshittification, where companies would rather prioritize advertisers and politics for maximum profit over user experience. From creation, monetization, exploitation, and finally degradation, platforms end up following this predictable path, one that we're seeing every day on major apps. This makes users, like you, a product for platforms to make money from advertising revenue. This changes our digital environment from social to cultural information and communities we live online in. What should this mean to us? To understand how we got here, let's go back to how things once were. Platforms were generally good to users. They were fun, clean, and had minimal ads. Their goal was to grow their platform to a larger audience. They needed their users to love their platform. But then things change. Once platforms start to reach a big enough scale, their incentives start to overlook users. In order to repay those investors who need money, they turn to their main customers, advertisers. All of a sudden, platform design changes were based on who was paying and not who was using. Companies spending big money. As competition on user attention drops, platforms fully start to focus on making the most money. Ads become unavoidable, almost on every page you click, and things that were once free became paywalled. Now advertisers aren't the only customers. You are. We can see this enshittification happening on Instagram. Once a great place to share photos with friends, family, and even strangers, when their user base grew, incentives changed. Now it's turned into an algorithm-driven platform designed to keep users scrolling. Ads flood posts, even in the descriptions. To the platform, this made the most sense to make the most money. On the flip side, the users face the consequences. You might be asking, why is this happening? Enshittification is happening because when competition declines, platforms have no incentive to remain goal-oriented to users. Investors and advertisers are the revenue for these platforms. In order to get advertisers to invest in these companies is looking at what they need, user attention. So why is this concerning for us? We use these same digital platforms every day for news, politics, culture. When our experience on these platforms degrade, so does the information and community that we as people rely on. Enshittification is real. Apps are getting worse, and it's not because we've changed. It's a structural effect, and it's happening in all of our top platforms. We as users can try our best to understand this cycle and urge platforms to focus back to users and better design. What will you do?